Okay, I hope you're staying safe, and remember, COVID-19 is real. Wear your face mask and always social distance. Okay, I'm wearing this to raise awareness that COVID-19 is real. So let's join the fight against it. So now we'll be going on to have a lesson on decimal operations. At this stage, this child would have understood what these different materials are and what they represent, what each card represents, and will be able to count through numbers from 1 all the way to 1000, because you would have also done your second board exercises as well as counting your bit chains. So we'll go into the decimal operations where we have addition, subtraction, and multiplication, as well as division, using the decimal system in the Montessori process. So like I say, I like to do a hybrid of the contemporary method and the Montessori method. So that's why I have my board and my marker. So the first part of this lesson, we will be doing it, we'll be having it at the sensorial level. And at the sensorial level, there will be no recording per se. The children work with these materials and are able to solve these problems without writing. Thereafter, we go to the recording stage, where you would use an individual sum card and the child actually records. But whichever works for you, because you know your child's age and you know at each level. But for the Montessori process, you do the sensorial first, which is just a practice, no recording. They just use the number cards and the beads and they work. Then, before they get to the recording stage where they actually write. So, for this exercise, you need your value mat. In place of the value mat, this is what I have made with the symbols, the TH for 1000, H for 100, T for tens, and U for unit. If you notice, this is a little larger because that's how the real mat is, because it gives space so you can put the larger beads on them, then the next size, and so on and so forth. So over here we have our numbers. We have our numbers. You would have your numbers spread out this way, and you have then the small number cards and the large number cards. You need at least 2 sets of small number cards and 1 set of large number cards, depending on the kind of operation you're doing. I'll explain further. All right, back to us here. So now for this operation, I would call out a certain quantity and I ask my children to go to the big bank, which I have made a miniature here, a big bank, to get some quantities, and we'll place them here. Then they would also go over to where we have our number values and place them so we can conduct the exercise. So I would explain to them that this is where we place the 1000 beads, this is where we place the 100 beads, this is where we place the 10 beads, and this is where we place the unit bead. Already some people might use this already for the bird's eye view exercise, so they might be used to it already. But if not, this is a good time to introduce your value mat. Okay, so I could say let's do an exercise for 3 units. So the children go get 3 units and place. And we say 3 tenths. They get the value for 3 tenths. And place it out, 3 tenths. And 3 hundredths. We get the value for 3 hundredths. 1, 2, 3. And 2000. We get the value for 2000 in place. Then I ask them, okay, let's get a second value. and for this first time we might be doing addition. So let's get 1 unit. We get 1 unit, we place it here. Let's get 2 tenths. We get 2 tenths and we place it here. Let's get 100. We get 100 and we place it here. And let's get 1000. We get 1000 and we place it here. And I explained to the children, addition means putting numbers together. We have 2 sets of numbers here. I will be putting these 2 numbers together. But before we do that, I'd like you to go to where we have our value cards and get us these values. Sorry, let me just move this over here for now. Okay, so they go and they get this value. So we have 3 tenths, so we get 3 tenths, 3 units, 3 tenths, 300 and 2000. I'll place it over here. So then I also asked them to get the other value. So we get the other value. Okay. I will place it right next to it. So I tell them we're going to add by counting. We're going to add by counting. So we start from the top and we count. 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units. So we got 4 units. So I'll tell them to go to the large number cards to get the number. So we get 4 units. We place it over here. Sorry, place it under here. Sorry. Then we count this to add 1 10, 2 10s, 3 10s, 4 10s, 5 10s. So we go to the card and get 5 10s. Place it under here. And we now count this 100, 200, 300, 400. So we go get 400, place it under here. We count the other 1000, 2000, 3000, and we go get our value for 3000. So this is our new value for the sum, and this is addition without changing. Okay, so this is addition without changing. Now for those of us who may not have these materials and you want to conduct this on the board, this is what it would look like. The teacher could draw the values, ask the children to come up to write them with colored pens, then you count down, and when you count down you can draw to make. So you sum starting from here and you have 1, you cancel out, 2, 3, 4. So you cancel out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And you write out the value, or you could call up the children to write out the value, and it makes it more fun when they use the colored pens to write it. So you count with the class 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4. And you have the next value, and they count along with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you write 5. Then the next value, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have 4, and the final value 1, 2, 3, and that's 3, and that is your answer. So they actually get to see, if you're teaching a large class, they actually get to see what you're doing on the board. So I'll just quickly take an exercise with a value for changing. Now remember, we said when a number gets up to, a value gets up to 9, goes beyond 9, once you get to the 10th value, you go ahead to change. Now this is where that exercise becomes very, very useful. So let's assume we had a figure. Let's change our last figure here to, let's say 9. We could change that to be a 9. Then we could change this to be a 2. Okay. So we ask the children to get the values. So this is, start from our units. We have 9 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 of them here. Okay, I could just stack them up since I don't have enough space. Otherwise, I should actually spread it out. But since I don't have enough space on my little mat, I could just work with that. Then we have 3 tens. So we get 3 tens and place it here. We have 300s. There's 300s there. And we have 2000s. We place 2000s there. So for this other value, we have 2 tens. So we get 2 units, sorry. 2 units, so we place 2 units. 2 tens. We have 2 tens here. 100 and 1000. So let's add. So we count down to add. So we have 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units, 5 units, 6 units, 7 units, 8 units, 9 units, 10 units. And we say 10 units make what? 10. So we take this to the big bank and we exchange it for a 10 big bar. Now we don't place the 10 big bar here or here or here. We place it on top. So whenever you have a change, you place it at the top of the mat. So if it was here we had the changing, we would place the new value on top here. If this was where we had the change, we place the new value on top here. And when we count, we start from that value. So we start from here. 1. Oh, sorry, I forgot to conclude this first. So what do we have left here? We have just 1. So I go to my value and I get a 1. And I place it here to represent this. So we go 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, and 6 tens. So we have 6 tens. So I go to my large cards and I get a 610. Okay, so let's add this. 100, 200, 300, 400. So I go to my large cards and I get a 400. Then we have 1000, 2000, 3000, and we get a card for 3000 and place it there. Then we merge them to show the new value we got. So that's our answer. So when we add 2339 to 1122, we have 3461. This is addition with changing. So I'll stop here. The next lesson we'll be doing subtraction and all the others. Thank you.